Hello again, and welcome to another half-year Riiviewmo, the segment of our channel where we review games we've played throughout the year that we didn't already review, or were just too lazy to do a full video for.
I'm only slightly offended you called me lazy.
You're not even wearing a suit. You're basically naked.
This is called creative thinking, Andy. The suit constricts my body, and therefore, my mind.
You stained it, didn't you?
Mustard. Mustard everywhere.
What? How?
When the Splatfest came out back in July, I thought it was ketchup and mustard, so I got into mustard fights in public.
I don't want to know what that consists of in any way, shape, or form. At all. In fact, I'm just going to start the games.
Woo!
Wait a minute.
With the heap of trouble the gaming industry is getting into with loot boxes, Nintendo has been very careful to plan around those and instead include free updates to their games like Splatoon and now ARMS.
I have 2 of them.
Yes. Yes, you do. Anyway, ARMS isn't the button-mashing fighting game we're used to by now. It is instead a quick-fisted strategy game where you must plan the 2 fists that you get to throw so you can hit the opponent, stop their grab, stop their punch, or throw an explosive at them.
ARMS updates have included new stages, new arms, new characters, and badges. The latter of the 4 we have yet to mess around with, but it only adds to the basically blank canvas that Nintendo continues to paint with their fists. It won't be a Mona Lisa, but it'll be something we've never seen before.
Something Nintendo continues to churn out with almost every release. Never change, guys. If you do, you might get swept up in the loot box torrent headed for other companies.
It's going for Blizzard!
It started with them.
All I wanted to do was play patty cake with a member of the Mafia. Is that too much to ask?
And what did you learn?
Mafia members don't like patty cake. They like beating children.
Your short and bitter bout with a Mafia member tricking you into having fun is no allegory for how you'll enjoy a hat in time. With 3D platformers making a comeback, indie developers are riding the waves and creating magic.
A Hat in Time does nothing wrong with its obvious inspirations from the Super Mario series, and its adorable art style taking full advantage of the inner child we all satisfy by playing games like this one, Yooka-Laylee, and not freeze me! Never freeze me! Get out of here!
Now we just have to wait for 2D platformers with awesome soundtracks like this one to come back. Please? More of this, less of this. Now, James, just because you can play Tetris with bits of animals after going out and murdering them for their flesh, nails, and innards does not make you a chef.
The dish I just presented to this man begs to differ. He seems to like it.
Do you think this is how chefs learned how to cook?
Of course not. This game came out at the time of writing this.
It's scary to think you would use this cooking adventure game to fuel your future in cooking. But hey, this game came to be, so I guess anything's possible.
But Andy, this game has it all. A story of a young aspiring chef wanting to be a master, little forest creatures which you murder for their tails, and the dishes you cook with those tails to impress judges with specific tastes. There's also mini-games too.
Fine, I'll let you use this to learn something. Lord knows, video games are the only way anyone learns anything these days.
I absolutely refuse to lend this game any more of my time or effort. The $20 I paid for it, yes, 20 on the Switch, was not worth it. I deserve at least 19 of those dollars back. You will receive maybe $1 of fun from this game's extraordinarily poor design decisions, to wits.
Pause! James, think of this game in a different way for a second. You see, in Overwatch, as much as it pains me to mention that game, the holiday event this year is built specifically for your weekly loot boxes. The shortened games, the quick gameplay, the easy wins, Okra knocking something over. It is built purely to get your loot boxes and nothing else.
Okay, I'm with you. And?
You had mentioned this game had been at EVO for a few years now, correct?
Yeah, I said this during the stream.
I think this game was built purely for the EVO crowd. That's why the menus are not well thought out, why the characters in different skins are treated like separate characters entirely, and why the currencies make no sense. They were focused purely on creating a Smash equivalent game that they didn't put any effort or thought into anything else in the game.
Oh, so what you're saying is, they weren't focused on making intelligent game design decisions, they were only focused on the money that being an EVO game supposedly gets you.
That or their real creative team were all locked in the dungeon while the director poo-pooed their decision and made the game in his own image.
Honestly, neither of those explanations would surprise me. Also, as soon as we ended the stream the footage you're watching is from, we deleted the game. Not at all worth your time or money.
In a surprising power move, we see the Unsquare Network take a surprising turn down Dating Simulator Alley. Wow, where will they go next?
Dream Daddy is a dating simulator where you attempt to date dads. Very straightforward.
That's inconsiderate, James.
Sorry, I thought we were above dad jokes.
You're wrong anyway. Dream Daddy follows the same vein as other dating simulators. Create character, attempt to date other characters, sometimes have sex with other characters, sometimes fail at having sex with them. You know, the regular dating simulator stuff.
How does that work in Hatoful Boyfriend?
Which is why we don't question these things. We just put them in a Riiviewmo.
They're all birds, right?
And then become confused when it comes to reviewing dating simulators because they can be quite strange.
How does human bird sex even work?
And leave James in quiet contemplation.
Just not possible.
Dream Daddy is dad approved by the Dad National Dad Association. I daddied out. Who daddy? No, James, a crossover of every game in a series won't include every nuance of every timeline involved. It won't include every character. It won't include easy menu navigation for everything. It won't include a completely coherent story. It won't include cosmetics you like. It won't include characters you like. It won't include all of those things. But it will include new things you can learn to like, things that can add to the crossover experience that we all know is going to be mediocre at best, but we will all enjoy it for what it is. So don't go on one of your rants about what they missed, what they could have done, and what would have been more fun. We've all heard it before, so just take it for what it is, okay? Can you just do that? Are you even listening?
No, I was mowing down hundreds of fathers, mothers, and children with my flying dragon lady with an axe. Did you know you can add skills to a weapon and make her strong against every single other weapon type? I'm basically a god now.
I don't have an accurate response to that statement. Next game.
In an effort to stay relevant, Scott Cawthon puts out another one of these jump scare simulators, only this time it's free for—
I told you!
Okay.
I told you!
Holy
I
shit.
told you!
Ah.
Alright. Next game.
Chris and I were able to play this Annapurna interactive game at one of the penny arcades we went to, and I remember being very stuck on one of their puzzles. Chris flew past it while I spent a few minutes guessing every single click and slide I could until I randomly found the answer.
If you're looking for a logical, straightforward puzzle game, Gorogoa is not for you. The game consists of moving scenes and slides in a 2x2 grid to progress. The Golagora of Gorogoa is to collect some different colored things through some ways that don't make complete sense. The game would be hard for those who think in straight lines and require concrete understandings of point A, the process needed to progress, and point B.
But I think in discombobulated constellations, my thoughts are half a painting while the other half is just painted at the corners. This game would be perfect for a person like me, but it still makes no sense.
Oh, there are very simple explanations for that.
I think I see where you're going, and I'd like to move on to the next game before you insult me.
Wow, the animation is beautiful. The backgrounds are so enticing. I want to run toward them and feel the dilapidated brick of that building back there. Excuse me, Mr. Narrator. I was talking. Hey, I'm talking. Hey, Chatterbox.
Embrace your emotions.
Do you ever shut up?
Nope! Your gameplay is constantly judged by a narrator telling you exactly what you should be doing and criticizing you for going against his orders.
Just like school.
He gets really annoying after you die continuously and have to hear the same narrated bits over and over again. Our already condescending narrator could have been given some more personality by telling us what we're doing bad or asking us, "Do you remember what happened last time you tried this?"
Our disembodied narrator will constantly tell you where to go, and to disobey is to discover the actual game. But more often than not, the game will punish you for playing it with impossible enemies or possible enemies and the impossible counter system. Overall, Icy asks how much patience you have and then punishes you for giving an exact answer while further pushing your limits. Can we go back to a time when we didn't know Konami was almost as bad as EA and Hudson Soft was still alive so we can hand development of Mario Party back to them? Please? ND Cube aren't using their resources correctly and keep spitting out half-baked games that forget beloved parts of the franchise that we want to see again. Remember boards? Remember those, ND Cube? Remember how much fun it was taking turns on those? Where are they? Why aren't they in the 20-year celebration of the series?
Andy had to help me through this review because I was so angry at this installment in the franchise and the fact I had to play it and the fact it only half celebrated any of the series. It missed so many targets while it had us hyped for bullseyes. Mario Party The Top 100 was not well managed in its development. Many of the things it should have brought back to celebrate were left out, but I guess if you're going to pay homage to the handheld Mario Party games, might as well include the worst mode ever. See this? This isn't Mario Party. This is shit.
This is a stark reminder that ND Cube either needs more time to figure out what they need to do, or the reins need to be taken away and given to another developer. They are not doing well with the franchises they're entrusted with, and continue to prove this. Perhaps the top 100 should be a wake-up call. Fix them, or brick them.
If I move here, I'll leave myself open to that, but if I move here, I can hit that character. If I move Mario here to bounce off of that to get to here, but then he's totally open to that character. But I have Luigi's special to help me move further in.
James, you've beaten the game. This is the very first level you're doing with the strongest weapons you can buy. You have every opportunity to win here.
Shut up, Andy. I'm strategizing.
I wonder if this is the kind of strategizing it takes to play an actual XCOM game. Probably. We'll let James mutter to himself about strategy while we talk about this Ubisoft-developed Mario game. Yep, Ubisoft. The people behind Assassin's Creed were handed the tools to make a Mario game, and they decided to make Mario XCOM. It's killing people who are different than you. The game! Blast your way through multiple levels as Mario with a gun, yes you heard me, Mario with a gun, shooting rabbits because anyone attempting to take the spotlight from Mario gets immediately blasted, I guess. Follow your group always consisting of Mario through 4 worlds of puzzles, enemies, and vastly different environments from first level to last level as you try to figure out why there's all these strange rabbit creatures everywhere.
I quit!
Why?
Too much strategy. I'm gonna go play more Fire Emblem Warriors.
Every advantage in battle means nothing when your attention span is that of a goldfish, huh?
That dragon lady is awesome. In what seems like the most outlandish answer to the question, what do we do with all these Miis? Nintendo has given us Miitopia, and oh my god, what an answer it was!
Any RPG maker's wet dream is to make something this fun, this endearing, this entertaining, and this memorable. Miitopia hands you an adventure and lets you paint the path you take from point A to point B, the characters involved, and even lets you fight fun monsters along the way.
The character interactions may steer some away as they get slightly repetitive after a while, but that's why I fixed my party with all different personality and weapon types, which affect theirs and others' attacks in different ways.
As annoying as a stubborn character not accepting healing might be, or a lazy character choosing to only attack with half the effort is, this game really is a 4-course meal of fun that we really hope gets a sequel or some sort of DLC with more character classes, more adventure, or a new boss.
That'd be nice.
And in this half-year review mo, I guess we're including every game like last time. I don't think James remembers the stress he put himself through trying to include every game last time, which is why ARMS and Splatoon 2 were moved to the second half of the year.
Shut up! This is my art! Now then, Andy, you gotta do this one because I'm trying to edit every other single game we've played, so, why'd we play so many games?
Omega Strike is an indie game that came out this year that James gave me the spark notes for. Let's see. There's guns, blowing people up, different playable characters, and various environments requiring every skill, and even some you gotta make up as you go to solve puzzles. Switch between them quickly to get across gaps, destroy enemies, and always pick the ninja guy. The shotgun is the best weapon. This has been James's Game Spark Notes on Games. I added those S sounds. It sounds better.
Splatoon 2 is a true sequel to the first Splatoon game. In the same way Banjo-Tooie took the first game and built a fucking mansion on top of the house the prequel built, Splatoon shines in what it decided to improve on from the first game.
The still constant free updates that continue to add still more content to the game make it a game that still you can keep coming back to again and again, and there will almost always be something new to try.
Nintendo is even adding new modes to the regular Splatoon online mode, where you're deprived of Rainmaker and Splat Zones if you stay away from the ranked modes, like a pile of Mario Party Star Rush games. The first is some clamshell collection mode similar to Coin Collection from Mario Kart 8. We don't know much about it at the time of writing this.
I will know. I will know, my friends. Just lend me many hours of free time and the ability to complete Odyssey 100%, and I'll inform you of all the new Splatoon modes. Just continue looking as slick as you do, Splatoon. I look forward to more updates in your near future. I never found myself asking a question of how many ways I can kill James as a stick figure, but hey, I don't ask myself a lot of things. I'm just as thankful when games offer me answers to these weird questions either way. Thank you, Stick Fight, for answering this question in the form of flamethrowers, snakes, heights, a large box, conveyor belts with snakes, lasers, swords, phase knives, more snakes, a rocket launcher, and still more snakes.
I'm not even playing.
Then who have I been playing?
Oh shoot.
That explains a lot.
Oh no.
In our last review mode, James and I dubbed Bleed 2 as the Dark Souls of platforming. Well, we would like to clarify our award as we have discovered the true Dark Souls of platforming. So, Bleed 2 will be given the Dark Souls of platform shooters.
Why is Sundered's difficulty curve stairs? Why is every group of enemies trying to fuck me in every hole and holes I didn't even know I have all at once?
That's right, folks. Sundered will be awarded Dark Souls of adventure platforming games. You were expecting Dead Cells or Salt and Sanctuary to hold that, but joke's on you! We didn't play either of those.
Why is the first group of enemies a pile of birth-defected Goombas, but the second group of enemies are Bowsers with wings and cannons on them? Why does leveling up my skills never seem to help any of these situations?
These questions are without answers while playing Sundered because instead of answers, they just throw another group of enemies at you. Sundered! You can't answer my questions by distracting me with more fighting. That's not how you do things. I'll eventually make it through with mortal injuries, with the same, if not more, questions. How will you answer that?
They answered it with more enemies!
Look at this single world-based landscape that makes me feel I can climb on anything within the area to reach my goal.
I'm sure you would say that if you were playing Breath of the Wild or Odyssey, but this is neither of those games as much as it wishes it was. Yooka-Laylee is not a bad game. It was built with wishes of being an Odyssey, but just falls short of being a Hat in Time.
But Andy, it's the return of the people who made Banjo-Kazooie. It even has Grant Kirkhope, the Grant Kirkhope!
And Playtonic did as well as they possibly could without a AAA team, and with only their Kickstarter funds to work from. But this game had to wait almost a year to hit our Switch system, James. Do you know why?
Bugs that weren't patched out until much later, poor camera controls, and various glitches.
Exactly those things. While this game is beautiful to look at, fun to play, and includes Grant Kirkhope, it just falls short of including that Banjo-Kazooie magic we all wanted.
I agree with you only because I don't think I should be in this part of the canyon on the first level.
Even when we organize the list alphabetically, the best game in our list still ends up at the very end. Wait, James, this wasn't alphabetical.
Shut up! I put Breath of the Wild at the end last time because it was the best. The organization of that one had nothing to do with any system. I basically farted and there was a list.
Well, it's here, and Odyssey is the best game of this half of this year. No contest. I got to play the first few worlds with James, and then I did them again by myself, and I can safely say I would play them a third time. This game is worth multiple playthroughs.
Nintendo has become rare when it comes to sequels of their main series games lately. With Breath of the Wild, Splatoon, and Odyssey this year, they have proven they are the king of sequels this year.
Odyssey is great. It is absolutely wonderful. It is made of magic. Treat this game for this half of the year like you did with Breath of the Wild for the first half, as the clear winner of Game of the Year. You know, because it's a real game!
Andy, we almost made it through this whole review mode without digging at other games.
You dug at that one forgettable fad-based story platformer game like 4 minutes ago.
And you dug at that one Hunger Games inspired Armor 2 mod 30 seconds ago.
I didn't know we were avoiding these things until right now.
I didn't tell you because I thought mine would slip by.
It did not. I just evened us out.
I guess it works like football where if both sides make a similar offense, it just cancels out.
Sure, yeah, do that.
And those were the games we played in the second half of the year. Don't worry though, Dead Cells and other games released this year will not be added to next year's lists. They stay here, even if we haven't played them.
We have rules for this? Good, I'm glad you can regulate even the imaginary parts of your life that only remain relevant for like a month.
Gotta have rules.
Well, anyway, those have been the games we played during the second half of the year. We hope you got to enjoy some of these as well, and we would love to hear some of your opinions on these games in the comments. Go ahead, comment. See if we reply. We dare you. But wait until you like this video and follow us after we end the video right now.